oh, we were able to make our like pop stars so sexy, but like we kind of have trouble like making Hyundai sexy.
Of course, the battery is important, panoramic roof, but the most important is that I can turn it into a KTV.
Can these Asian car brands actually compete with Tesla for the future of the EV market? Well, the internet seems to think so, and maybe I do too.
Andrew, Tesla is always in the news. Elon's always in the news, but this time it's because the future of its EV market dominance may be called into question due to, German manufacturers, but mostly because of Asian car manufacturers. We're talking about South Korea, Japan, China, Vietnam is in there coming for the throne.
Wow. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to cover the main competitors. Guys, we are not car experts, okay? We understand that. However, we are Asian guys, and Asian guys love cars, and Asian cars have dominated the market, at least on a certain level, for the past 20, 30 years, So, guys, let's talk about it. David, who's the number one competitor in the game that's going heads up with the Model 3 on the affordable EVs?
Oh, right now they're a competitor. We are talking about South Korea with Hyundai and Kia. We're talking about iconic or Ioniq 5, 6, 7 future models that are yet to come out, Andrew. They are swinging for the fences. These cars look super futuristic. They're taking a lot of risks on the design. They kind of look like mini Porsches, mini like Audis, but even more futuristic, Andrew. They're coming for it.
Yeah, I mean, they're jam-packed with features. Obviously, all in all, a lot of people would say that they are a better value. Now, better value does not always equal sexier or what people want, of course, as we know with kind of like Android phones, like the Samsung series. Like, those are great phones, and they have a lot of features that even iPhones don't have.
I think it's clear that a Fold 4 from Samsung has more features, Andrew, than an iPhone.
Right, but a lot of people still want to go for the iPhone because, for a number of reasons. But anyways, like, do you ever think Koreans are like, oh, we were able to make our, like, pop stars so sexy, but, like, we kind of have trouble, like, making Hyundai sexy. So if we can just make the BTS of cars, we'll be good.
For sure. I mean, they're right there. It's the most competitive out of all the Asia brands. You'd think it would be Japan, but we're going to get to that later. But, Andrew, there was a little bit of a blow recently because Biden is going to tax all foreign imports next year soon and give the discount only on American EVs. Tesla is an American company. And South Korea, Andrew, they felt betrayed.
Yeah, I mean, President Biden, like, we sent you BTS, so why can't you give us a break on the TAX for the KIA?
Number 2, Andrew, we're going to move on to Japan. This has been the most dominant, like, car producer for the past 30 years globally. And Andrew, guess what? They do not embrace the electric vehicle. They only have, like, 2 EVs out of, like, 100 models that they make.
You know what's really interesting? Japan is always one of those cases where all their products are still really high quality and they led the future for many decades. But now that same attitude of just betting on themselves might be holding them back. Why are they only in the hydrogen game and not the EV game?
Well, they do a little bit of a lot of like EV battery hybrids with combustion engines and a lot of hydrogen, but it's because, Andrew, they themselves don't have the electrical grid to support EV charging and sort of like the structure of their cities. There's no space for EV stations. And Andrew, they're an island country. They have a lot of hydrogen. So that's why they're betting on hydrogen. Here's the thing. The rest of the world is not betting on hydrogen.
I will bet on Japan and hydrogen vehicles.
Whether this bet works out or not, I know that I did it my way. Do you think they're making a huge mistake, or do you understand the situations and the constraints and sort of the mindset behind going with hydrogen?
I mean, if you read a lot of articles, guys, and I'm not an expert, I'm not a scientist, but I heard hydrogen, if you can do it, is better than electric, actually, for a number of reasons. So I guess they're hoping maybe that the whole EV thing like maybe blows over and then they'll be ready with the hydrogen vehicles at the end of the day. Or, maybe that's the only thing that they can do. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Gojira emerged from the waters, and the methane extract to make hydrogen also will come from the depths of the ocean. We will die on our sword like a samurai, regardless of the future.
Yeah, it's kind of like Japan was leading like J-pop and a lot of pop culture for a while, and they were so innovative, and then they've kind of been stagnant maybe the past like 10 years.
You know what's really interesting, Andrew? Japan will often develop the very best version of an older school technology like physical currency, but it works so well, they don't really feel the need to like hop into digital currencies or even like credit cards as much. Andrew, moving on to number 3, Andrew, we're talking about the biggest EV market in the world, the biggest car market in the world, period. We are talking about China.
David, China has NIO, okay? That is like one of the best EV companies. And then also they have BYD, they have Li Auto, they even have Xpeng, man. All right, so I would say this. So China is a huge car market, a lot of EVs, but I guess there's always questions about Chinese products, even though everybody knows that they're affordable and they're a good value, right? You're gonna wonder about the quality of the vehicle. You're also gonna wonder, did they just steal designs? I don't know if you really care about that. And then number 3, as far as coming to America, given the geopolitical technology Cold War that we're in, obviously I could see a U.S. not letting a lot of Chinese vehicles in for a number of security reasons, right?
Yeah, possibly safety crash test history chronicles and things like that. I mean, long story short, I would not bet, Andrew, on the Gonghe 6 coming to the U.S. shores anytime soon. However, there are a lot of other markets globally that China can export a ton of EVs to, right? The affordable EVs.
I mean, these are the biggest car markets in the world by size. China, U.S., Japan, India, Germany, Brazil, South Korea, Russia, and it goes on and on. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of places that need cars. So I guess at the end of the day, if your car brand isn't dominating America, America's not the only market. Sure, America would be considered the top market, but there's so many other countries out there that need cars.
You know, one thing that I was thought was interesting when I was researching Chinese EVs, Andrew, is they really focus on in-car entertainment. Like a lot of people got karaoke systems. Even Tesla had to put a karaoke system with Tesla microphones in it to like be competitive with everybody else. You know, when I am shopping for a EV, of course the battery is important, panoramic roof, but the most important is that I can turn it into a KTV. Number 4, guys, I'm losing my voice. I know, Andrew, we're talking about a country that people might not expect to see on this list. Vietnam coming through with VinFast.
David, you are so passionate about this. Thank you for sacrificing your voice for this. Guys, VinFast will get your Vietnamese friend excited because they're actually producing some pretty cool EVs out there, guys. If you look at it, they even have stores in America where you can check out the cars.
We designed it in Italy, but we made it in Haiphong, man.
Yeah, and they're trying to move their manufacturing to North Carolina soon. So they got big plans because they the big man, because they're like VinFast, man. You know, like you don't have to pay in cash, but you know, you get the VinFast.
Man, I thought VinFast was VINHPHAST, man. Hey, man. Are you telling me at the showroom they're going to get some of the San Jose ABG, sell me a VinFast H8, H9?
Guys, the next country that is a huge car market and now a huge EV market is India. And India has some of its own car brands, actually a number of them, but the number one that we're going to be talking about is Tata. That's probably the biggest one. They're also known for making very affordable cars, but they got some new EVs that are looking pretty slick.
The new Tata Curve, man. It looks like as good as anything out there, man. You know, I mean, we got it all. We got everything from Tata Nano down for the like cheaper consumer all the way to Curve.
I'm telling you, man, if we can get Rishi Sunak in a Tata Curve, man, it would break the internet. Yes. But jokes aside, I actually think the South Asian market is so gigantic that India probably doesn't need to have their cars in the American market, to be honest, because there's so many countries around there that need cars. So, yeah.
Andrew, let's just get into it. Andrew, do any of these brands or collectively have the chance to challenge Tesla's global market dominance? I'll tell you this. There's a chance, but it'll probably always be a little bit like an iPhone Android type situation. The Androids always got crazier designs. You know, the Tesla designs, they look very classical. They're nice, but they're like not too crazy. You know, they're just designed to give you a lot of good panoramic roof room and stuff like that. The interiors aren't too crazy on a Tesla. It's very minimalistic, sort of like the iPhone's minimalistic, but people kind of trust it, right? And they kind of rock with it.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, if it's a good American brand, I feel like Americans are going to lean towards that, especially given that like you know, they'd rather do that than like support other foreign brands. I mean, low key, that's always a feeling that people have. But I think that these other EV companies can produce better values than Tesla. I really think so. And I think that as far as the Model 3 goes, which MSRP is at about $46,000. I mean, if you bring in an Ioniq 6 at $40,000, I think it's going to compete with the Model 3. I don't know if it's like the X has any competitors or anything, but definitely on the affordable end, I think it's possible.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the majority of the competition where like Tesla's going to feel that crunch is going to be on the lower end, probably sub $75,000 car.
Yeah, but for example, for Hyundai, which is the main competitor, it is going to be hard to shake that Hyundai branding where like people still see it as like just a cheap car. Like, oh, I don't want to pay $70,000 for a Hyundai. Are you kidding me? You know, that's why they have Genesis. So I guess I'm surprised they didn't make a Genesis the new, like, make the top EV in the Genesis
They
line.
do have EV Genesises though, but interestingly enough, the EV Genesis don't look like EV cars. They just look like regular ones. Japan, you know, being very, very conservative, you know, they dominated the market. I guess they're slow to change, you know, but you don't want to see like a Kodak type situation where they're too slow to change. Obviously, China, like we said, probably going to dominate on the lower end, you know, countries where they don't like have such a contentious relationship, probably more likely to take Chinese cars.
Hey, man, who knows? Japan just does the hydrogen cars so well. Everybody just wants the hydrogen cars. I don't know. If there's any country that could do it, it would be Japan.
Andrew, I'm rooting for all the Asian car manufacturers, even though we're like Tesla stockholders. I will say this. Nobody gives you anything in this game, though. You got to come through with some great designs, some great customer service, and some great values consistently to break this market.
When it comes to the value game, you can never count Asians out, man. You know, I can't say for sure they're going to beat out Tesla and all the other brands, but on the affordable value level, yes. And very much competitive.
And here's the thing, Andrew, the consumer market is more fragmented than ever. Different people looking for different things. You know, some people care that Tesla got creaky doors. Some people don't care.
All right, everybody, that's it. Again, we are not car experts. If you guys have some insight, please let us know in the comments down below. Hopefully you like this video. Let us know if you really think these car brands can compete with Tesla. Tesla being the big dog, having the coolest branding, leading the way right now. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below. We're the Hot Pot Boys. We're talking about everything from Asian food to Asian cars. Let's get it. Until next time, we out. Peace.